All right, hello everyone. Happy Thursday. Welcome to Exercise with Exos. I have a good workout plan for us today. Lots of lower body, lots of planks, so we can work on shoulders and core. So we're going to do 3 rounds today, 45 seconds of work, 15 seconds of rest / transition time. And I'm going to go ahead and get started with the demos here. And we do not need any equipment today. If you want to have a mat or something to put your knees on just in case, feel free to grab something like that. But we're going to start off here and we're going to do some alternating reverse lunges with a hold. So we're going to hold for 3 seconds at the bottom. So we're going to be at the top here. We're going to step back, knee past the second toe, 1, 2, 3, push ground away, stand back up. And again, the other side, 1, 2, 3, push ground away and stand back up. So that's going to be our first movement. And then second movement here, we're going to go ahead and go onto the ground on our hands and our feet for some plank, knee to opposite elbow. So again, working on the shoulders and the core here. So we're going to be in our nice tall plank. We're going to exhale, bring the knee across the body and back and across the body, other elbow and back. So we're going to alternate here, making sure we're using the core. So I like that visualization, pretending like we have a zipper on the core, string on the end. The string pulls with the knee as we come across. So that's gonna be our second movement. And then we're gonna go ahead and stand on up. We're gonna do some squats here. And what we're gonna do is nice and slow. So we're gonna go 3 seconds down. We're gonna hold for 3 seconds at the bottom, take 3 seconds to come back up. So we're not gonna do very many reps of this, but going nice and slow, working on our engagement here. So feet hip width apart, toes forward, coming down, 1, 2, 3, holding at the bottom for 3 seconds again, and then up, 1, 2, 3. So nice and slow, chest coming slightly forward, in the middle, knees past second toe. So that's going to be our squats. And then we're going to get back on the ground. We're going to do some plank rotations here. So for the plank rotation, I do like to keep my knees on the ground for this, so I can use my core a little bit more. You can be on the knees, on the toes, whatever feels good for you today. So if we're on the toes here, we're going to take one hand at a time, pushing towards the ceiling and back down, and then the other arm coming up and back down. We want to watch that hand with the neck and with our eyes, so we get the rotation in the neck. If we're on the knees, it looks exactly the same, but from the knees instead. So that's going to be our fourth movement. And then we're going to do more lunges. So today is a lunge day. It's all good. So what we're going to do here is, depending on how you're feeling, we're going to do a reverse lunge into a jump or into just the knee drive. So for jumping here, stepping back, powering up, landing nice and soft with that slight bend in the knee. And we're going to alternate our feet. So I did both those on the same one. So we're going to alternate. We're just knee driving. We're coming up, back down, keeping that core tight. Again, same concept as with all the core. We got a zipper. We're pulling that knee up with the zipper. So that's going to be our fifth movement. And then finally, we're going to end with some Plankton Pike. So for this one too, we can also tap our toes if you would like to challenge yourself a little bit more. So just a regular Plankton Pike here. If we want to come up and down, or we can spice it up a little bit, do some toe taps. So whatever you're feeling like doing, and whatever's available to you, that's what I'd like y'all to do. So that is our full circuit today. We're going to go ahead and get started with our warm up. So we're going to go ahead and come to the top of our space with World's Greatest to start off. So interlace the fingers, grab the knee, pulling towards the chest. Nice big deep breath. And exhale, step back, reverse lunge, hands on the inside of our front foot. Nice big deep breath. And exhaling, opening up towards the right leg. So this is great, opening up the hips, also getting that rotation for our plank rotations. Nice big deep breath. And we're gonna exhale, plant the hand outside of the front foot, push ourselves up into our hamstring stretch. Nice big deep breath. And we're gonna exhale, bring our feet together, push the ground away, stand on up. Wonderful. All right, next side coming up. Interlace the fingers, grab onto the knee, pull the knee towards the chest. Nice big deep breath. And we're going to exhale, step back into our reverse lunge. Hands on the inside of the front foot. Nice big deep breath. And we're going to exhale, opening up towards the front leg. Reaching towards the ceiling, gazing past our thumb. Nice big deep breath. And exhale, plant the hand outside of the front foot. Push ourselves up into our hamstring stretch. Nice big deep breath. And we're going to exhale, bring our feet together. Push the ground away. And stand on up. Awesome. All right, we're going to go ahead and make our way onto the ground on our hands and knees. And we're going to get our shoulders and our back opened up a little bit more. We're just going to do some quadruped rotations here. So we're going to go ahead and inhale, reach through in between the left arm, left leg with our right hand. And exhale towards the ceiling. And inhaling, reaching through. And exhale, open up. And let's go ahead and reach through, but we're going to do a little bit of thread the needle. So we're going to reach through, bring the head to the ground, get a nice extra stretch through the shoulders. And we're going to go ahead and exhale and return that hand back up underneath the shoulder. So we're going to do that same thing on the other side. So left hand, inhale, reach through, and exhale, opening up. And inhaling, reaching through. And exhaling, opening up. And last one, we're going to reach through, but bring the head and the shoulder to the ground. Get a nice little stretch through the upper back. Big deep breath. And we're going to exhale and return that hand back up underneath the shoulder. And we can make our way up to our standing position, and we are ready to rock and roll. So we're going to start off. We got reverse lunges, 3-second hold at the bottom. So going to the top of our space, we got 45 seconds to work, 15 seconds of rest. Getting ready here in 3, 2, 1, and go. So we're at the top of our space. We're alternating here. We're stepping back, holding for 1, 2, 3. Push the ground away, stand back up. You know, Joan, we did these this morning, so maybe your legs are a little bit tired from that, but I thought that was a great workout. So thought we'd bring it back for today, for this afternoon. So knee past the second toe, keeping that chest over the arch of our front foot, holding for 3 seconds, pushing through heel, big toe, little toe. We want to feel those glutes engage. So stepping back, making sure that we're stepping directly behind our hip, not directly behind our foot, but we're in line like we have railroad tracks here. We got 3 seconds, push the ground away, 3, 2, 1. All right, on the ground next, we got plank, knee to opposite side elbow. So we're getting that rotation through our core, coming across the body. 3, 2, 1. All right, so we are going to exhale, bring the knee up over and across, coming to each side. And we are zipping the core up as we exhale. Really just like zipping up, feeling our core kind of come together and pull up. The end of the zipper has that string, bringing the knee with it. So if we're starting to feel it in the knees, totally common, but we want to make sure we're using the core instead of our knees and our legs and our hip flexors to bring our knees up. 3, 2, 1. All right, I think my core is going to be sore for like the next week after doing that today. All right, we're standing on up. We got squats. 3 seconds down, 3 seconds at the bottom, 3 seconds up. 3, 2, 1. So regular squat stance here. We got 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, and up, 2, 3. So that's the tempo we want to go for. So we're not going to get a whole lot of reps here, but we are going nice and slow, working on getting that muscle engagement. We're going to feel it in our quads. We're going to feel it in our glutes, maybe a little bit in the calves as well, making sure we're pushing through the ground, heel, big toe, little toe, knee over the second toe, chest in the middle, pushing through evenly. Great job. Nice and slow. 3, 2, 1. All right. Those are fun. Next up, we have plank rotations. So either on the hands and knees or on the hands and toes, and we're rotating up towards the ceiling. 3, 2, 1. So let's all try and push, starting off on the hands and toes, coming up towards the ceiling with each hand. Rotating, we're gazing past that hand so we get the rotation through our neck. Our feet are still roughly hip width apart. And we're rotating onto the sides of our legs, hands directly below the shoulders. Want to be nice and straight in a T at the top. If those shoulders are forward, that means we need to work on that upper back mobility. So if we're having trouble with that, let me know. We can work on a mobility plan for those shoulders and our back. 3, 2, 1. All right. Next up, more lunges. So we're starting at the top. We're going to do either reverse lunge into a jump or reverse lunge into a knee drive. So whatever is available to you today. 3, 2, 1. So we're stepping back, knee past the second toe. If we're jumping, pushing through that whole foot, landing nice and soft, slight bend in the knee, hips are back, and then onto the other side. So back, jumping up, landing nice and soft. If we're just driving the knee, keeping that core nice and tight, powering up. So we're exploding through just as if we were jumping. What I want us to pretend too, if we're jumping or if we're just driving, we got a plane of glass at our hips. We're breaking the glass with that knee every time. So that's how much I want us to power up through. So we're here, push right away, drive up, and then we're jumping again up, a nice soft landing. 3, 2, 1. All right. Finishing off the last part of round 1, Plankton Pike. Again, spice it up with a toe tap if you like. If you're not about that, don't do it. 3, 2, 1. So on a plank, coming up to a pike and back down. Again, if we want to touch the toe, opposite hand to opposite foot, back down. Again, wherever we're at today, if you are up for a challenge and want to tap the toe, please do that. I always recommend challenging yourself, but also listening to your body and knowing what is available for you today. So if that is not it for you, then that's okay. We'll work on getting up to that point. Same thing with the lunges and the jumping. Again, we are starting wherever we're at today, and we're pushing each week. 3, 2, 1. All right. Round 1 is done. Coming back to the top of our space, we got 2 more rounds to go. Reverse lunge, holding for 3 seconds at the bottom. Starting at the top of our space. 3, 2, 1. So stepping back, knee past that second toe, chest over the arch of our front foot. Push the ground away. Holding for 1, 2, 3. And if you are not feeling it in your glutes as much as we should be, not a problem. If you saw me on my right leg, so my right glute is a little bit weaker. So I like to hold here, and then I push off, I lift my foot up, and then I really drive through the heel as I stand up. So moving a little bit slower will help us get the proper engagement on the muscles we need to be feeling. And it also, again, totally natural and normal to have one side that's a little bit more dominant. 3, 2, 1. That is going to look different for everyone because I'm right-handed, but my left side is more dominant when it comes to workouts. So always learning stuff about our bodies. We got plank knee to opposite elbow coming up next. 3, 2, 1. So really something I do like to focus on as we're going into a plank. Really important. We want to act like we're screwing our hands into the ground so our shoulder blades are engaged. So if we're just here and the shoulder blades are up, you're not going to get the most out of it. So we want to lock those hands in, kind of squeeze the armpits, squeeze the orange between our shoulder blades, and then push ourselves up. So there's definitely a lot that goes into these. We're exhaling, pulling that knee up and across, touching the opposite elbow, zipping the core up. 3, 2, 1. All right. Standing on up, we got squats coming up next. 3 seconds down, 3-second hold, 3 seconds up. So we're moving nice and slow. 3, 2, 1. So toes forward, feet hip apart, all face this way. Knees are coming past the second toe. So we got 1, 2, 3. Holding at the bottom for also 3 seconds. And then pushing the ground away. 1, 2, 3. So we're gonna feel it in the glutes. We're gonna feel it in the quads. We want our knees to stay on that path. So it's really easy to kind of let our knees come out more or for them to come in as we stand up. If this is starting to happen, let me know. We can kind of work on strengthening other areas of the leg. We want those knees to kind of stay where they're at, which is why I love moving slow like this, because we can start to notice these types of things. 3, 2, 1. All right, done with those for now. We're gonna get on the ground. We got plank rotations coming up next. Staying challenging ourselves. I want us to stay on those hands and toes, but feel free to drop to those knees when needed. 3, 2, 1. So we're screwing the hands in the ground, squeezing through the armpits. So when I say that, I want us to imagine that like we're walking down the street and we got a file folder of papers under our arm. Don't let those papers fall. So when we are squeezing the back of the armpit, those papers are not going to fall when they're in between our arm and our body. So that's what I want us to imagine. So we're screwing in, keeping those papers nice and close to the body, using our back muscles. Now we're pushing through the hand, through the shoulder, exhaling, rotating through the core. 3, 2, 1. All right, standing on up, lots of up and down, giving us practice from sitting down on the ground and getting back up. Always a good thing to practice, real life situation. We got reverse lunge into jump. 3, 2, 1. So jump or knee drive. So we got that plane of glass here. We're stepping back, knee over second toe, drive that knee up. Keeping that core tight. We're gonna zip the core up as we drive the knee. We are gonna get a little bit of the hip flexor and quad working there. Also wanna get that core zipping up. So we got stepping back. And if we're jumping again, landing nice and soft. So if you notice when I land, my leg is not straight, I'm catching myself, gathering. So we're pushing those hips back and then switching feet. Just like when we do any other, lateral bounds in this class or any other jumping, always landing soft. 3, 2, 1. All right, back to the ground. Plankton Pike or tapping the opposite toe. Again, whatever's available. 3, 2, 1. Screw the hands in. Hold those papers nice and tight. Really important when we come to the plank. So our hands are below the shoulders. Our shoulder blades are pinching that orange. Our hips are in line with our heels and our head and our shoulders. What I often see is this. That's going to put that pressure on the low back. We don't want that. We want to keep that core tight. So bring the butt towards the belly button. Press the belly button into the spine. That's what we want to imagine. Pushing through our hands, using our shoulders and our back. 3, 2, 1. Awesome job, everyone. All right. Last round coming up, and then we'll cool down and be on with the rest of the day. I hate when sweat gets on these. All right, 3, 2, 1. So reverse lunge, 3-second hold. So 1, 2, 3. Stepping back, heel bait to little toe. When we drive that heel, we feel it in the glutes. So stepping back and also making sure when we step back super far, I feel that all in my back leg. We want to keep that weight shifted forward with that hips and the heel back, so that way we feel it in the front leg. So stepping a little bit closer than we think we need to, playing around with that foot positioning. What looks good for me is going to look different for everyone in this class. So sometimes it takes a little bit of time and trial and error to figure that out. But again, as always, if you need a little bit of help figuring that out, let me know. We can definitely do that. 3, 2, 1. All right. Next up, we got plank to knee to opposite elbow. That's what it's called. So locking those shoulders in. 3, 2, 1. Locking in here. Hold those papers nice and tight towards the body. Keep those hands underneath the shoulders. And exhaling as we come up and across. Keeping that core nice and tight. So our pelvis is still tucked. So we don't want to be here and coming up. Sorry to even try that. So if we're here, pull that butt to the belly button. Even try that in that kneeling or the quadruped position, then to the toes and coming across. Great job. Almost there. It's our last time doing this. 3, 2, 1. All right. Done with those today. We're standing up. We got slow squats. 3 down, 3 hold at the bottom, 3 seconds up. All right, 3, 2, 1. So feet hip width apart. Going down. 1, 2, 3. Hold. 2, 3. And push to the ground. 2, 3. Great job. Keep moving nice and slow. We're doing awesome. We're feeling those muscles that we need to be feeling work. Again, glutes, quads, primary drivers of the movement. Going down as low as we can. That feels good. My depth is going to be different from everyone else's depth. So really going down as low as you can, keeping that form, chest slightly forward. Don't want to be here. Don't want to be here. 3, 2, 1. All right. Next up, plank rotations. Halfway done with the last round here. We're finishing strong through the end of the workout. Hands and toes. 3, 2, 1. So still trying to stay on the hands and toes, rotating as much as we can. I know some of you come to class almost every Thursday, which means we should be a little bit better at rotation because we always start with world's greatest because we do not rotate enough when we're working. So I love incorporating rotation into these workouts because rotation is so important in our daily life. Anything from, walking, running, if we're carrying stuff out in the house, if we're trying to pick a kid up that's running away from us. So many applicable situations. 3, 2, 1. All right. Reverse lunge into knee drive or jump. Again, that plane of glass, breaking it with our knee. 3, 2, 1. All right, we got this. We are almost there. Landing nice and soft. We do not have to jump like a basketball player either. Jumping as high as we can with good landing mechanics. Which again, this is great, the landing mechanics, just again for running on pavement, protecting our joints. I always try and make sure that whatever we do in class is going to be applicable to what we're doing outside or what we potentially want to be doing outside, right? Like maybe we're not running now, but we really want to get back to it. We want to get better. So working on some of these are going to be great to kind of build up strength in different areas. 3, 2, 1. All right, we're finishing out. We got Plankton Pike or toe taps, whatever feels good today. 3, 2, 1. All right, last movement, and then we'll do a couple cool down movements here. We're going to do a little bit of hip flexor hamstring. So we'll be on our knee in one foot. And then we're going to end with a little bit of child's pose to kind of open up our shoulders, open up our hips, calm the breathing rate down, which will help us be ready more mentally and physically to go eat lunch and to get back to the workday. So we definitely want to do a little bit of a reset at the end, and then we'll be good to go. Finish strong here. 3, 2, 1. And that is going to be it for today's workout. So nice job, y'all. Go ahead, grab a sip of water if you need it. And like I said, we're going to be on the ground, half kneeling. So 1 foot and 1 knee on the ground. We did lots of lunges today. So we're going to open up our hips and our hamstrings a little bit more. So we're going to do our hip flexor stretch. So tuck the pelvis, so butt to belly button, squeeze the glute, push those hips forward. We're going to go pretty quick through it. So deep breath. And then exhale, straighten that front leg, push our hips back, and get that knee, chest close to the knee. And that's going to help us start to open up the back of the leg. So we're going to inhale and exhale, returning to our hip flexor. So squeeze the glute, push those hips forward, deep breath. And exhaling, rocking back. And this is going to be our last one on this side. And then we're going to go to the other side. So we can go ahead and exhale and release. And switch in sides. So same thing here. We're going to do 2 of them. Goodness. We're going to tuck the pelvis, squeeze the glute, push those hips forward. And deep breath. And exhale, straighten the front leg, push our hips back, chest towards the knee. And on our next exhale, coming back to our last hip flexor stretch. So squeeze the glute, push those hips forward, keep that core nice and tight. And exhale, rock back, toes to the ceiling, chest to the knee. And we're gonna go ahead and exhale and come out of that. And we're on our hands and knees. Like I said, we're gonna do child's pose. We're gonna do a couple deep breaths here. So we're gonna take those knees a little bit wider than hip width. We're gonna walk our hands forward and bring our forehead, chin, or cheeks to the ground. Walking those fingers out a little bit further, get a nice stretch through the upper back. We're gonna inhale nice and deep in through the nose, into the belly. And we're gonna exhale through the mouth, sighing away the tension. We wanna aim to exhale longer than the inhale. So if we inhale for 3 seconds, try and exhale for 4 to 5 seconds. So we're gonna do a few deep breaths here. And now's a good time to kind of make note of what areas of the body might be a little tight. So maybe you can focus on stretching them a little bit later. And let's go ahead and do 1 more deep breath. And after that last exhale, feel free to stay in child's pose, or you can always return to seated kneeling standing, or you can lay on the ground, you know, whatever feels best for you right now. But that is going to be all the time I have for today's class. So thank you all so much for joining me. Definitely a lot of legs, a lot of planks, a lot of shoulders and stuff. So, you know, definitely go eat a good lunch. I hope everyone enjoys the rest of their day. We do have more classes coming up today and tomorrow, so you can always check those out on SharePoint and keep up with us on Slack. So thank you, nice job, and I'll see you soon.